You are now listening to
the Primal Armor Podcast.
This episode is sponsored by Executive Fit LLC. They build custom deadlift platforms, custom barbell storage pieces, and make indoor and outdoor signage for your home or corporate gym. Every platform that pairs with a rack is customized to that specific rack, so everything fits nice and clean. And they ship nationwide. Each platform has a logo applied in a way that makes it impossible to peel up from wear and tear. They even make custom nameplates for your squat rack. Visit executivefitllc.com to request a quote and see what's available on their store. That's executivefitllc.com to upgrade your deadlift game today. Welcome back to episode 72 of the Primal Armor Podcast. We just got through the holiday season, and this has been one of my favorite ones yet. If you don't follow us over on Instagram, you missed out on one of the coolest giveaways this year. We hosted a 12 Days of Lift Miss, where we partnered with some of my favorite brands out there, and some of which who are or have been our sponsors of the show. We teamed up with AbMat, Plate Snacks, Massonomics, Microgains, Executive Fit, Bear Steel Equipment, Buffalo Billy Fabrication, Surplus Strength, Belt Fed Strength, Gym Pin, Darko Lifting, Get RX'd, Pioneer Fitness, and we even added in the Strong Neck a few days later. We've made some connections now that hopefully bring on some new and exciting things in the new year, and I can't wait to see where we are next year at this time. And speaking of the new year, this is the time to be setting your goals about what you want to achieve in the next year. It's smart to make some small goals and some big goals. The small goals are great for being consistent and seeing progress and to stay motivated. And the big goals are the ones that are worth celebrating once you achieve them. And I know I've done some pretty cool things in the last handful of years. I've overhead squatted 315. I pressed 365 above my head. Back squatted 525 for reps. But this past year, I saw a lot of regression because of nagging injuries and different muscle imbalances that I neglected over all those years. And if you saw in one of my most recent posts, you saw that I struggle with chronic neck pain basically every single day, and that's happened since I left and went off to college. And this has only gotten worse and began to affect my workouts. And then they made me start missing workouts. And then it eventually got to the point where it started affecting me in my everyday functions. And I couldn't even be a good husband or a father or a good employee or do anything around the house because it was just putting me out for the count. I've done so much to work at fixing these muscle imbalances and help ease the pain in my neck. And I'm finally at that point in my life just where I'm finally seeing some measurable progress. And it's so exciting to me because that just means I haven't hit my peak yet and there's still more left in the tank. I was at a very high and competitive level in the CrossFit community when I had to call it quits because of my neck. And I hit some numbers that were just absurd for someone who was 18, 19, or just 20 years old. But I had to call it quits, and that was way too early. But now I'm starting to feel like I can surpass that and finally come back and get back to where I was before and even beyond that. And I have a lot of goals for the new year, and that'll help me get back to that. Because you have to have goals to reach what you want to do. Otherwise, just things become stagnant and boring, and you just really can't hit anything because you're just going in there to get the workout done and leave, and you don't have anything to work at or work harder for. My first and smaller goal is just going to be getting back into the gym and getting in some sort of workout every single day. 365 straight days of exercise. And that'll help make some progress for just about anyone. So this is something that every single person should aim for. And I know I haven't been good with this in the last 1 or 2 years, but this is a goal that I personally want to hit. And I really want to hit it. And you should too. But I have some even bigger goals in mind. And ones that'll hopefully get me back on that competitive level. My lifetime goal that I've always had has been a 600-pound squat. And this coming year, I want my goal to be back to about 550 pounds for a max. And to get back where I was at before. Because I was there before, but I've regressed a lot because I've been skipping workouts, missing workouts, just because of chronic neck pain. And since that's a lifetime goal and I was almost there, it just hurts me so much that I let that go. So now it's my goal this coming year that I want to get back to that. I want to be able to strict press 225 over my head. And I want to be able to split jerk 365 again because that's something I've done before. And I did that at just such a young age that if now I'm 26, I want to be able to hit that again because I feel like that's an age that where most people hit their peak or at their peak or are hitting competitive numbers. And I feel like I'm there, and that neck pain has just been killing me, and I haven't been able to do that. But now that I've kind of got a hold on that, I want to get back to where I was. But the main goal that I've got in each one of those goals is I want to hit each one of these pain-free in my neck. And these numbers probably don't mean much to you or anything to you at all. But I just wanted to put these numbers and goals out there so people can hold me accountable and so that the pressure is on me to achieve them. And this is why it's such a good idea to write down your goals and to be able to put them somewhere that you'll see every single day. And that'll help keep you accountable and help keep you motivated because you're going to see them each and every day. And it'll keep reminding you that I need to work towards these goals. So you can't slack. So you can't miss workouts. And so you see them every single day. And then it reminds you to get in the gym and get working harder at each and every one of those goals. So like I said, my goals don't mean anything to you. But now I made them public. And now I got the pressure on to perform and hit my goals. Even on the days where I don't feel like it. Because every single person has those types of days. Now, I really want you guys to sit down in the next few days before January hits and think about what do you want your goals to really be? And I would love to hear what your goals are. Please go find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or just about anywhere else that you can think of and let me know what your goals are. This is the perfect time of year to make those much needed changes in your life. You need to be able to make goals to be able to make progress. Those give you something to aim for and help build that blueprint for progress like I was saying earlier. If you don't have goals that you're aiming for, then that's when things get super boring in the gym, you hit plateaus, and you do the same thing day in and day out and never see anything change. And that's why people end up being those New Year's resolutioners. And they make it to the gym for the first few weeks of January, and then you never see them again. It's because they didn't have anything written down or they didn't have any recordable goals. So they got bored and burnt out too quick, and they decided to go back to their old ways. And that's why I keep saying it's so important to make goals early and often, because you don't want that to be you. I've always hated saying new year, new you. But honestly, this is a perfect time to set aside a few extra minutes today, tomorrow, or in the next few days and write out some goals and to create a plan for a better you. I'll be continuing to create weekly podcasts for you guys with tips and tricks that I know can help you along your path and help you reach those goals. And I'll also be tackling my own goals at the same time, but with you guys now because you're holding me accountable. And it seems like everything since the world shut down in 2020 has really sucked. So let's try to make 2023 the best year yet. I just want to thank you for listening to today's podcast, and we'll see you back here again next week.